We are back with some more board game news. This just hit today. The news is coming fast and furious.
Yeah,
I think at the beginning of the year, everyone's going to be announcing some things. Today, Jamie Stonemaier announced WYRMSPAN. This is the first full-fledged, what I'd say, spin-off. Those are his words from Wingspan. In fact, it says a Wingspan game.
Yeah, this is definitely a spin-off. We've been lucky enough to get to take a look at it. I mean, we're on the list of his approved reviewers, so we'll have more content soon. But we wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about the game, just a little bit about the fact that this is happening.
Yes.
Because I think for a long time we've on the channel looked at Wingspan and said, man, this is it would be so easy to retheme this or reskin this game
since
to
day
other
one.
things. However, that is actually not what they did here. They brought in Connie Vogelmann, who we know from Apiary, did a fantastic job with that game.
If you watch the channel at all, you know we're
We've
fast
gushed a little over Apiary.
of Apiary and Connie Vogelmann.
But she was brought in to not to reskin the game necessarily, but to take the mechanics of Wingspan and change them into a game that fit with dragons. So this is WYRMSPAN. It's about dragons, and it's a whole different kind of theme than what we saw with Wingspan, and some of the actions are different. The way you get resources is different. There's new components introduced.
Yeah, they have quite a bit of information out there available. Like Ryan said, we are going to have more content eventually on this, but you can go check out their press release, and also they have a video trailer, and most importantly, I think they have the rule book out there and available, so you can take a look and see what the game has all in store for you. The big differences. Again, this feels very much like Wingspan in many respects.
A Wingspan foundation,
A Wingspan foundation, but other than the superficial differences of it being dragons, some of those things carry over thematically along with the mechanics. You are doing a few different actions on your turn. You can excavate. Excavating is sort of clearing out cave spaces by playing these cave cards into the three different caves. Then you can play or entice dragons onto those spaces. So it's a little bit more of a layered approach in terms of getting cards out. And one thing that you'll see that's absent is there's no dice. So the whole resource collection is quite a bit different. And at first, you'll think, oh, how are we? And you'll see a lot more revolves around the cards that are getting played. The addition of that mechanic with the caves, a lot of those cave cards have when played abilities, and those will fire off, giving you some things. And then there's this whole Dragons Guild board that actually doesn't completely replace the dice for resources, but it is something that you're going to be going round and around, and you're firing that off through a variety of cards, depending on how you build things out. And that lets you move around this board and get a variety of different resources, benefits, including some variable benefits based on a tile that you can put in the middle there.
Yeah, which is going to change every single game. Yeah. And then the last way to kind of get those resources is by kind of exploring those caves that you've built out. As you excavate them, add those cave tiles, then fill them with dragons, you can go on a little expedition. You can move your character around the bottom. There's a little mini or whatever that you can use, and it just gives you resources, basically.
Yeah, that's effectively gives you the vibe of when you fire off your row in Wingspan. In this case, you're firing it off left to right, and you can only go so far as you have dragons. So you have to get those caves in, you have to get those dragons in, and the more you put in there, the more you're going to get for those. Yeah. It's really got some interesting things. It's got some very significant differences in terms of some feels, in terms of the number of actions you're going to take, how those diminish in Wingspan. It feels a little bit differently now. We're excited to dig into it quite a bit more. We were big fans of Wingspan when it originally came out. Some of us more than others.
This is definitely more on my brand. I like the art. I like the artwork here. I like that they've also learned a lot from all the different expansions that have come out from Wingspan and kind of creating this streamlined game. It's really, really beautiful. Of course, it's Stonemaier, so you have, or Stonemaier, well, Jamie, whatever. He puts a lot of care into the presentation of his games, and so you're seeing that here definitely as well.
Plus, if you're wondering out there, well, did Elizabeth Hargrave have anything to do with it? Yes, she was involved very significantly in the development of the game as well. So this is definitely something done not only with her blessing, but certainly with her involvement. But anyway, we wanted to share with you the announcement. I'm sure people are going to be talking about this over the next several days. And like we said, hopefully sometime here before the end of this month, we're going to have some more content, show you what the game is all about. But until then, if you have any more questions, that we can answer,
we will.
Make those comments down below and we'll get down there. Until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.